Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International, bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. Many years ago, I was in London at that time, and then there's a gospel musician. Her name was Sheila Walsh, and then Sheila Walsh released a song, and then, the lyrics of the song were very deep and profound. You know, she's a musician. She's a gospel musician. And then she stands on stage to sing. And then sometimes when she's about to sing, the stage lights go off, you know. And then she wrote this song and she said, it's lonely when the lights go off. Faces fade and disappear. But I know you're out there somewhere loving me. So I'll go on playing my music and give it all for free. And then another musician also called Don Francisco also he wrote another song called Hitting the Road. And he said, hitting the road one more time. Get on the bus and then get on the road. I should never have done this for nobody but you. You know, these people were singing songs that were very powerful, and it rhymed with me because there is a particular road where it's just you alone. And Jesus found that out. Jesus called disciples to go with him to pray and be in a supportive prayer mode to the Garden of Gethsemane. But when he got to that place, he was left to walk the agony road alone. There's a price for leadership, and there's a price for what God sometimes wants to do with you. And one of the price of leadership and one of this is called loneliness. Jeremiah said, I sat alone. David the Amalekites had come and had taken away from David his wife and his children, his wives and his children, and including the wives of his men and their children. All of them had suffered loss, but they all turned and wanted to pounce on David. So David removed himself from them, and he was alone, just he and God. I remember many years ago we went to a program in Takwa, and just before the program we had a very powerful prayer meeting, and the meeting was so powerful that, the prayer meetings were so powerful, with God giving accurate description in terms of what was going to happen, the kind of spiritual warfare that was out there. And I led that prayer meeting. So I was bringing the revelations, there is this going on, this is going on, this will go on, this will go on. And then we went all the way to the place. And the very first night was a total fiasco and disaster. The very first night when we stood to minister, we became the object of laughter, scorn. They were laughing at us, and they were saying, like, what did we come to do? As if it was comedies. Then to my greatest surprise, the people they all turned and said, you said this will happen. You said that will happen. Why this, and boy. And the finger of accusation was so heavy. And it was very depressing. And then, clearly in my spirit, God said to me, just pull yourself apart. So, the next morning, everybody went for breakfast. I stayed away. I didn't eat. Afternoon, they went for lunch. I didn't want to mix with anybody. It's just God and I. And then in the evening, I went there with the program. And that evening, something very dramatic and powerful happened. And still, I kept myself away from everybody. Then on Sunday morning, we went to one of their local fellowships, and it was bedlam. Glorious bedlam. God blew the place apart. Their Christian fellowship, it was something else. And in the evening, for the whole school, it was another dimension altogether. A demonstration of God's power in an amazing way. People were being carried from their dormitories, falling under the power. And what was going on was amazing. Deliverances that were taking place. And you know, when we closed the meeting, we left the place, the meeting ground somewhere after 12 midnight. And then when we were coming, one of my associates walked up to me and said, you know what? I know that God is with you. Everything you said came to pass. But prior to everything coming to pass, there was a road I had to walk, and it's called the road of loneliness. Every leader, you would come to that place where you would be alone. But you are not really alone. God is with you. Jesus found that out with great consternation. In fact, at one point, he was exasperated. He was like flustered. He said, pray here, wait here and pray. He comes back to meet them not praying. He goes and says, come on, pray. He goes back and comes and meet them not praying. Until in exasperation, he said, listen, the die is cast. Let's go. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Okay, Sarah, Sarah. So Jesus threw up his arms in exasperation. You may not know it, but this is what happens. It is the price of leadership. It is the price of what God is about to do. You have to pay the price. When David separated himself, all the children and the wives were all recovered. His soldiers, his army lost nothing. His men lost nothing. Without fail, it was all recovered. But it took one man to walk that lonely agony road. And Jeremiah couldn't even take it. So he cried out to God and said, I sat alone. Hey, Jesus learned it. So learn this, that there will be moments they are with you, but they are not with you. You are alone. And those moments are not the fact that you are alone. God sends messengers, angelic assistants, to hold you up like he held Jesus up. Hey, you are not alone. Even though you are walking on the lonely agony road. See you later.